Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Russell of AmbeRussell. Subscribe to the show at the top. Thumbs up the video. And make sure you guys leave a comment at the bottom. If I say something that upsets you, tell me what upsets you. And if you disagree or agree with me, let me know by clicking the thumbs up, of course, by letting me know that you agree with me, as well as leaving a comment and, go back and forth. Tell me what your thoughts are, and if you have any misunderstandings or anything I have to say, leave it in the comment. So, first, let me start off with All-Star Week. I did not talk about that. Mary J. Blige sung the national anthem, and when she tried to do that, Beyonce, they cut her off. They're like, thanks, Mary J. Blige, for singing the national anthem for us, while she was still singing. She had that. Someone was caught in her throat. I guess the cat was in her throat. Nicki Minaj performed a couple of songs. She kept changing wigs. I understand why they put so much stuff on her butt. She already got a nice big butt. Why are you putting more stuff? It makes her look, bigger and misshaped body figure or something. And you can really tell that Laurieann Gibson is taking all Lady Gaga ideas and put it into Nicki Minaj, because, when she dances and the way her backup dancers perform and the costuming and stuff, that's very much how Lady Gaga's dancers would dance, So I already know that she did do stuff for Nicki Minaj in the past. She did the MTV VMAs red carpet, and so she's doing this. She did the Grammys. So you can really see where Laurieann Gibson is using her ideas that she had for Lady Gaga into Nicki Minaj, and that's not going to look for Nicki. Chris Brown performed with Pitbull. They performed their old song, the song they have out together, that they performed at the some Spanish Awards show, and Chris Brown was obviously lip singing during that, and they said it was so obvious that his mic wasn't up to his mouth and he was dancing and the words were getting played, and people were like, really? The crowd probably didn't care, but the people at home did. That's why I know about it, because honestly I'm not watching the Spanish Music Awards. So anyways, he actually sung live. I'm not too much of a fan of him singing live. I'm glad he made the effort to actually sing live. You always see Sierra sing live. You always hear live vocals from Sierra rather than sing live vocals. And she dances her ass off. She dances really hard. So I don't understand why people could get an excuse for him. I mean, if you work out, your body could be able to sing live while you dance and perform. If you run on a treadmill at incline of 7, and you're running at 11.5, and you're talking, and you're able to talk, I mean, doing a nice choreographed routine won't be hard. Running around making laps at the beach, singing your songs, and staying in key and staying in tune is going to help you as well. So for people to say it's not impossible to do it, basically is what I'm trying to say. But he did try to make an effort. Whenever I hear him sing live, though, it always sounds as if he's the key is too low or too high for him. It always sounds like he's reaching to go higher or lower. But anyways, I like this performance more than I like his grand performance, because the grand performance, the costuming I didn't like, the staging I didn't like the sets, I didn't like anything about it. So it was nice to see him change it up. I was surprised, he didn't have Rihanna appear magically, and I was surprised he didn't get booed. And the game was alright as well. I didn't like the dunk contest. They had a couple of people that did nothing really special, and one dude took him 10 times till he actually made a dunk, and he ended up squashing his main idea and just doing a regular basic everyday alley-hoop type dunk. Kevin Hart was hilarious during the All-Star weekend, and that's what happened. And so moving on a couple of weeks later, Aaliyah has a new album in the works. They're thinking about taking her old material that she recorded before her death, that was for her last album, Aaliyah, self-titled album, back in 2001, was it? Yeah. And releasing some of those tracks that were never heard before. And I gotta say, I think that's a good idea, but I'm caught in the middle, sort of. because I don't know how I think about it. I know it's a great idea for her fans. I'm one of her fans. You know, she was someone who had this big career. This was an R&B, was really starting to be, you know, pop music. You know, starting to be in with the Britneys and the Christinas and the, you know, all them other chicks. You know, this is when Alicia Keys starting to bubble. This was when Destiny Child's at their peak. You know, this is when Usher is coming out in his peak. And so the world would have been at Aaliyah's hand. You know, her music was getting played more on MTV more than before. R&B music was getting played more on the radio stations like Z100, all that stuff. 106 and Park was blowing up, so she had all these outlets to grow as an artist and to become something great. And so her death left her without us knowing what could have happened with the rest of her career. She started breaking out into movie roles. She was doing all sorts of roles, more than just a singer, more than just a goofy role, more than just a love interest. She was doing stuff that, you know, is starting to branch her out and make her into something that could be possibly an Oscar-worthy nomination performance. But she wasn't able to have that. So they're saying that this album is going to be old stuff. Hopefully it's not going to be anything dated. I mean, that's my problem. If the album comes out, will it be dated? Will it be songs that people won't relate to at this time and moment? Will it be music that has a 2000, 2001, early 2000 R&B feel that doesn't work on the radio stations or doesn't work right now in this day and age of music? Because as we can see with Brandy and Monica's and the Beyonce, even with this past album, no matter how much you promote, how much you perform, all this, that, and the third, doesn't mean that it's going to be a great album sale, you know? It doesn't mean that the fans are going to be attracted to it just because of your name alone can't sell albums nowadays. And so, that's why I'm thinking it might not be a great idea, because that was an era of music that was a certain sound that's not really heard too much, even in the R&B sphere, that much. So, I don't know if all the vocals are done, everything's completed, if everything's at its 100% good work to be released, you know, but, you know, they have the best interest in her career, and hopefully Timbaland and Missy could get onto it, and if they're maybe Genuine as well, and Sweet, all of that whole crew that, you know, was there with Aaliyah before she passed away, and all of them chicks and all them dudes, maybe they could, you know, put their input and make some tweaks and twerks to the music, and if it's not all complete, but it's still at 99, maybe they could have people do a duet or make it a feature song or something, so that it could be more modernized by the new person's lyrics or the way they sing and their tones and the different colors that they bring to their voice versus what was just all Aaliyah in 2000 and 2001 in the recording studio. Frank Ocean versus the Eagles. Now, this is the thing I hate about these new artists. They think that people should hand something to them just because they're doing something that's brand new or something that's different or that's out there. So Frank Ocean, he's this amazing songwriter, not the best vocalist out there, and so he's using a sample from the Eagles music, and he didn't get permission for it. Though that song is from off of a mixtape, the song is called American Wedding, I believe, and it's sampling California Hotel by the Eagles. And so it's not making a profit off the song, he's making a profit from off the concerts. And the guy from the Eagles is saying, hey, look, just give us, you should ask us for permission for a song. And basically he's like, oh, they're intimidated by me, this is the only reason why they care, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, Frank, really? Really, I have so much respect for you as a musician, as a songwriter, as a lyricist, but this is what you do when someone who is a legend comes at you and saying, yo, I just want to make sure people know that this is my song, this is my material. I mean, there's nothing original about you sampling someone else's songs. Yes, you may be honored by them, but what's the difference between Beyonce being honored and paying homage to someone else without getting their permission, and then she can't release the music video and have it be sold, just like Frank Ocean can't sell his song, he's not selling it, but he's getting a profit from off the concerts when he performs that. So fans are upset saying, oh, they are intimidated, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand why they're suing. They never threatened to sue him. They never threatened to take legal action. But, you know, if I was after that statement that Frank Ocean did, it was nothing humble about it. It was nothing saying I'm paying homage to you. It was, I'm better than what you guys did. I made your song better than what it is. And you know what? I would take legal actions and, you know, get some type of royalties for that song because it is my, you know, my beat. It's my chords. It's my work. It's my instrumental. It's my music that I created. This is me talking as an Eagles person. And here's this young kid coming out saying, yeah, y'all intimidated by me, blah, 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 you know. Cut and dry. Sue them. Sue him. Sue Frank. So, there's this new singer, Rita Ora, I think her name is, I don't know, Rita something. And, she has a really pretty face, blonde hair, wears red lipstick, that ruby red, fire engine truck red. And, she signed with Jay-Z's record label, Rock Nation. And so after Rihanna did those stuff with Chris Brown, those two singles were released. A couple of days later, Jay-Z goes out on not scouting, but taking her out to all the top radio stations to promote her new single, which was just released that very day, spontaneously, out of the blue, Party and Bullshit. So the song's alright. She has a really great voice, but I wasn't expecting that kind of song, that kind of sound come from out of her. Some people are speculating that he's doing it to be spiteful towards Rihanna. I feel bad that's his whole intentions for Rita because she doesn't deserve to be put in the middle of those two. But, and what's going on between the two of them. But for me, with Rihanna and the Chris Brown thing, I wish them the best luck with their music careers. I had nothing against neither of them. I enjoy both Chris and I enjoy both and Rihanna as well. But, there's a difference between forgiving and forgetting. She could forget what happened. She could forgive, rather, what he did to her. And she could, you know, that doesn't mean that they have to work together. There's a difference between forgiving and fuck it, you know. I could forgive someone for punching me in the face. Doesn't mean that old friend of mine that I'm going to still hang out with them and trust that, you know, we're going to still be cool. I could forgive my friend who's suing me because a neighbor's dog bit them while they're at my house. But that doesn't mean I'm going to say, hey, you want to come back over to my house? You know, and I can't trust that person anymore, you know? And for me, though they might have been in love and whatever, but if you're, let's say they have kids, their highs could be so great, but the lows together are so horrible and so low, so dangerous that I cannot see them being together because they're like water and oil. They don't mix well together. So for people saying, oh, they love each other, blah, 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 what she said it best. What's love got to do with it? Tina Turner. Simple as that. But again, for Rita, I'm starting to see Rihanna. She has the blonde hair now. She's starting to wear the red lipstick. She's sort of kind of morphing into Rita, sort of, kind of, maybe. I don't know. Hope she's not intimidated by her because, as you can see, Rita's music, though the single was #1 in Europe and the UK. I don't know how much is going to catch on here in America, in the stateside, but I hope Rita comes harder. She has this great voice, and I don't want to hear it be wasted for, you know, party dance music. I want to hear more from her. I want to hear more growth from her with her next couple of singles or songs that she has to come out. DMX was doing an interview with the Breakfast Club, Power 105.1, and I was watching the video clip of the interview, and, you know, he was giving his thoughts on different rappers in the game today. He said he wasn't really too much a big fan of Rick Ross. He felt as though, you know, he didn't like Drake. And, you know, he was saying in his mind, they said, you know, Rick Ross and Biggie had some things in common. He's like, yeah, they're fat, both fat. He said he didn't like anything about Drake. You know, I gotta applaud him because so many of these legends, so many of these people who've been in the game for so long are so scared to say, hey, what they feel about these newcomers. And these newcomers are so, have the ability to say whatever they want and throw rocks and hide their hands and act like they're innocent ones when someone disses them. And, you know, DMX has been in the game for so long, and, you know, he has his ups and his downs. And, you know, he has the right to be able to say who he likes, who doesn't like, who he fucks with, who he doesn't fuck with. And, you know, I applaud him for being able to do that because it seems like there's this politics in the game right now where you can't say anything about any newcomers unless you be considered a hater or you're jealous of what they're getting. But it's like, this person was at that point when they were the newcomer, you know? just because 10 years later they're not as relevant doesn't mean that they still lost their impact in the game of the music industry. And so I just applaud him for that. And people, you could say whatever you want about DMX, and you could say whatever how he feels about these other rappers. He kept it real with the interview. He didn't say, yeah, I'm gonna kiss their ass. And he said he's not signed to Young Money, Cash Money Baby, whatever the record label is. And speaking of that label, why are all these people signed to them? Do they not see a current motif with this record label? How many people had their albums pushed back? Even Lil Wayne's album was pushed back. Birdman's album was supposed to come out sometime in the past. I don't even know if it came out or not. No one's checking for Birdman. Christina Aguilera signed with him. Limp Bizkit did all for the noogie. What? The noogie. What? You could have a cookie. Is going to be signed to them. I mean, I understand why all these people think they're signed to YMCMB is going to make their careers, flourish and be so great. It's not, because as you can see, there's so many people on the label that have yet to even see an album release date, who had to even have an album release date be put out there, who had their albums pushed back. I mean, Nicki Minaj even had an album pushed back. Even Drake has an album pushed back. Lil Wayne has an album pushed back. Bow has an album pushed back. Lil Twist has an album pushed back. Tyga has an album pushed back, and look at how it's doing on the charts. It's like number 4 maybe, and it's not even good number 4, because I know Adele's album was like number 1 maybe, and it only sold like 200,000K in this week. So his album sold far less than that. I just understand why people are signed with him. But anyways, back to DMX. He's a rapper who raps about real stuff. He raps about real shit. He kept it real. He kept it 100. He kept it honest and 100 with people, and he did it with this interview. And if you want to look at his catalog of music, you're not going to see the same type of music as you're going to see with all these other rappers out right now. Some of them might have a select few songs that are sort of different. His whole album, totally different. And people are always, this music industry has changed so much. People are always saying, number one. But number 1 single doesn't mean anything. A top 10, top 20 hit doesn't mean that much to me, really. If you look at the impact of the song 5 years from now, even a year from now, what people are going to say about it. Look at Britney Spears 3. Do you guys even remember that song? Does it get played on the radio still? Now look at Christina Aguilera's Dirty. Does that song get played on the radio? Here every once in a while. They talk about it? Yeah, they talk about it. Does this video get played? Every once in a while on Fuse. Does 3 get played on Fuse every once in a while? Not too much. So that goes to show that having the number 1 single doesn't mean anything. Christina Aguilera is not as popular as Britney Spears is, but if you look, stuff from Christina Aguilera's whole career is still getting played on the radio, besides for the Biotic album. Whereas Britney Spears, she really only had Circus and her last 3 albums that get played. You never hear Slave for You. You never hear Oops, I Did It Again. You never hear Baby One More Time. You never hear any of those songs. You might hear Womanizer every once in a while. You might hear Circus every once in a while. And you might hear Piece of Me and a couple of other songs, but you don't really hear anything much from her. To a new note, Simon Cowell wanted to have a sing-off with the 3 winners from American Idol, The Voice, and X Factor. Dumb idea. Reason why? Because he's trying to get ratings. He's having this whole saying who's going to be the new judge. I mean, just pick 2 damn females to do it. Janet Jackson would have been the perfect choice, but she doesn't want to do it. So maybe give it to Fergie and give it to Toni Braxton. Bing, bang, boom. Toni Braxton, she's a legend. She got the R&B stuff down pat. She got the voice. She got the she got the something in life. Would I just be hearing the same old lie? Maybe, see, it doesn't matter what you say. The whole relationship is just one night. Sitting the way You got Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas. One loving, you know, give it to her. If not her, give it to Katy Perry. You know, she ain't doing nothing right now. She's trying to break Michael Jackson's record. That's a song that's not going to be able to break his record because the song's from off of a re-release. New Rules. And, off the new note, this is about people talking about rap music and Nicki Minaj and selling out and all that sort of stuff like that. To me, it's simple as this. If you try your hardest to be something different than what you started out to be, and you're succeeding, to me that's selling out. When you are doing what everyone else is doing, jumping on the bandwagon, which is what Nicki Minaj is doing, in my opinion, that's selling out. Just because you are going pop doesn't mean you totally lose all your faith in each song, and you do something totally different just so you can have a #1 single, as I said before. I mean, 99 Problems by Jay-Z didn't chart that well, to be honest. It probably went in the top 40. But if you look at the long stance of that impact of that song changed culture impact forever. I mean, how many times do you see guys with shirts, 99 Problems about my bitch ain't one, 99 Problems about my kicks ain't one, 99 Problems about my swag ain't one, 99 Problems about my ain't one, you know? Fill in the blank. How many times do you see that? That song changed culture forever, you know? Changed this modern day pop culture forever. And, you know, Nicki Minaj saying her new album is changing pop culture, but her music and her first of all, her first 2 singles, which became buzz singles, which were supposed to be real singles. You know, I respect her hustle before I get into her. But, you know, these songs that her fans call buzz singles were lead up to when her album was supposed to come out in February. If those were just buzz singles, what was going to be her main single? What was going to be her main music video for Pink Friday, Roman's Revenge, which I didn't even get how Starships even meshed in with being a Roman song, you know? To me, she just has to get off this Lil' Kim thing. She needs to open up her mind and be more open to different stuff and stop talking about the same exact crap. Talk about love. Talk about your childhood. You know, she says she's been through a lot. Tell us what you've been through. Keep yourself real. Make yourself human for your fans. And stop being a Barbie 24/7. Be Nicki Minaj. Be Onika Mejulablu sometimes, you know? And, that's it for right now. Oh, and American Idol. All the girls sound like Adele. There's no one that I'm really impressed with. On X Factor, on The Voice, I applaud them for giving a whole bunch of different types of singers and all that sort of stuff like that. But Christina Aguilera, girl, those high notes when she was singing "I'm Going Down" with Mary J. 'Cause you ain't around, baby, my whole world is It was just hollering. I'm like, oh my God, I love you, Christina, but damn. And I just say 15 pounds, Christina, please just lose that. If your new single's going to be Fuck Your Body, no one's going to want to fuck you in the lights on. Sorry. Your boyfriend might will, but I know how she is as a performer, how she likes to dress, how she likes to promote her albums, and hopefully she does lose the weight, because I know that she likes the skimpy stuff, she likes the stuff that's tight, she likes the stuff, she fucking wore assless chaps with the fucking song on. I mean, come on now, you guys. Do you really want to see this Christina Aguilera dressing like that? And you know, hopefully the critics aren't too hard on her, because if we look at Madonna, she's doing real childish type music. She's making music like she's 20 years old, and she's 50. So let Christina Aguilera, you know, give her some slack. Don't put her on a higher standard than she deserves to be on. This is Russell, AmbeRussell. Subscribe to the show at the top. Thumbs up the video. Leave a comment at the bottom.